All right, this video is all about how you can get more done within the day. This is a topic that I get a lot of questions about with my clients, and I get quite a bit of DMs about how to be more productive throughout the day, how to get more done throughout the day. And the first step that I would suggest is for you to put everything down on paper as to what it is that you want to get accomplished. And to give you a good idea, always have a notepad available and keep it close by you every time that you're working on doing things. Keep it very accessible. Put it in a accessible area, and even if you can, get a small one so that way you can take it everywhere you go. This one's a little bit too big for me, but I do have some smaller ones that I actually can put in my pocket. Or you can use your note app in your phone to record ideas and write down your to-do list. That's gonna be the first step, because what you're doing from this point is you're taking all the things that you believe you need to get done, you're taking it out of your mind and you're putting it down onto paper. This step right here could be by far the most important step that you can do, which could lead to you feeling more accomplished with getting things done. And once again, just looking at my notepad, you won't be able to see it, but I've written down talking points just for this video instead of me just coming up with it off the top of my head, which I have done before, but I've learned through over time that I feel more confident, more relaxed when I have my talking points down. And it's what's amazing about this is majority of the time, I won't even look at my talking points. It was just the idea of getting the thoughts down on paper, which helped me memorize it and helped me reduce the amount of anxiety that I created for myself as far as getting things down on paper. Now, when you do that, the next step is to reduce the amount of things that you're going to do throughout the day. I get it. I understand you want to get more done throughout the day, just like the topic of this video is about. However, in order to get more things done, you're going to have to do less things. Yes, I know it sounds contradicting. However, there's a Russian proverb: if you try to catch two rabbits, you'll catch neither one. What that means is you have to focus on doing less things throughout the day. If you're focused on doing too many things, what happens is you're going to get overwhelmed. Being overwhelmed is when you start to think of too many things. The more things you have to think about, the more you have to process. The more you have to process, you're stuck up in here versus getting down to the nitty-gritty and actually implementing the steps, the process, the techniques, the skills, the advice that you want to implement into whatever it is you're working on, your personal life, spiritual life, career life, relationships. So do less. The next part of that is do less, but do better. With your to-do list, let's say you have 20 things that you want to get accomplished. Narrow it down to the top 5 things. If you have 10 things, narrow it down to the top 3 things. Because I can assure you, you doing 3 things out of 10 things, or doing, let's say this, you doing 5 things out of your list of 20 is a lot better than you having to do 20 things and you doing nothing at all. This is a common pitfall for very, very many people. And I only speak things that I've experienced and that I've had to go through myself in my personal and professional life. And I've noticed that this typically comes up for those who are perfectionists, those who believe they're never satisfied with what they're doing, and that very scary phrase, those who don't believe they're enough. And one of the ways to start to step into you understand that you are enough is to just start doing things little by little. This is why this process is so powerful and it works so much. You're going to come across a lot of people that are going to tell you that are going to speak about how they've got so much accomplished in a day. They did 100 things on their to-do list in a day. That's fine. That's great. Cool. That's them. Let them be who they are. They could be honest about it. They could not be. Either way, it doesn't matter. What you have to focus on is doing what works for you. And if you deal with that perfectionist mindset, like I have dealt with it, then this is what has helped me out. Because what you're doing is, as you're focused on doing less, you're building momentum. You're building more momentum. You're doing 3 things every single day, every single day, every single day. You start to create this habit loop of doing 3 things over and over again. And I would say stick to that for 3, 4, 5, maybe a year or 2 years. And then eventually, maybe not, you may start to do 4 things. Create that habit, 5 things, over and over and over again. And as you do that, I can promise you, you will get so much more done in a day by doing less and better at certain things versus you trying to do everything. Okay? Now, next thing I want to talk about is stop trying to do everything right. That's one thing that can get you caught up into not getting things done. The fear of making mistakes. The ideology that things have to be perfect. Just do it. I have an Instagram post and the post says, just fucking do it. That is advice that I give my clients and it helps them out, especially those clients of mine who like to get stuck in I call it like the learning phase, where they use learning as a distraction from taking action. Stop trying to be right. It's okay if you make a mistake. The mistakes that you make are there to help you learn. And the most important thing is when you learn the lesson, it helps you to apply it moving forward. And now you're just building up your repertoire of doing more things and even better. Okay? The next thing I want to talk about is slowing down. You can listen to, once again, this goes back to one of the thoughts I talked about before. You can go on Instagram and see this person over here and this person over there that are doing so many things, that moving so fast. That's them. That's fine. However, I know for my audience, the best way to accomplish more and achieve more is to slow down. Slow the fuck down. Slow down. If your goal is to get something completed and it's going to take you 3 or 4 days, don't try to rush and do it all in one day. Take your time. Slow down. As you slow down things that you're doing, what happens is you start to slow your mind down. Your body's physiology is going to train your mind to slow down. And as you do that, the worries that you're creating for yourself, the dwelling on the worst case scenarios, the negativity, the problems, the anxiety that you're creating for yourself about the worry and fear of the unknown future, all those things will slowly begin to dissipate because you're slowing down. Slowing down is an also incredible way for you to be present in the moment. Because when you're present in the moment, you're not looking in the past, you're not looking in the future, you're looking at what's going on right now in front of you. You look at your to-do list of the 3 things, you're going to do 1. Do that 1, complete it in its entirety. When that is done, then you're going to move on to the next task, and then to the next task. And let's say you're working on one thing, and next thing you know, that one thing turns into you start to get hungry, you want to get something to eat. That's fine. I would still recommend you focus on getting that task completed before you move on to another area of your to-do list. Now, does that mean it's going to happen every single time? Absolutely not. I can tell you, even to this day, I still will jump around on my to-do list. is a practice. Just like all we're doing in life is we're learning, we're experiencing, and we're practicing things to improve upon ourselves, to make our create a better self for ourselves in the future. And that's going to start by you just practicing doing things. Even this today, for example, I looked at my to-do list of 3 things, and I started working on one thing, and next thing you know, I went off in a different direction. And I had to pull myself back in. Did that and went into a different direction again. Now, from doing that, was I hard on myself? No. Did I get upset at myself? No. I just gave myself compassion and knowing that I want to do more. However, I just remind myself of these values that I'm speaking to you all about, of slowing down, do one thing at a time, and do less but better. I come back to those vows, those promises, those meanings, those meaningful messages, which helps me come back to the place. And I do those things where I bounce back and forth because I'm just like you. I'm human. I'm not perfect. When you try to act perfect, you'll realize that you end up doing the same things, but you're just hard on yourself. That's the only difference. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is going to be how, when it comes to your to-do list, to celebrate your wins. This is imperative. When you complete something off your to-do list, and this is why I like pen and pad over a phone. When you complete something, cross it out. There's so much reward from you crossing it out. It's almost this dopamine high that you'll get just from crossing it out, mainly because what you're doing when you do that is you're subconsciously telling yourself that you're completing something. Because once again, going back to my perfectionist friends out there and those who don't believe that they're enough, when you cross something out, you're stating to yourself subconsciously that you completed something. And then when you do it on an ongoing basis, once again, you do your top 3 things every single day, over and over and over again. Every single time you cross something out, you're proving to yourself that you are enough, you are accomplishing things, and you're worthy of getting things done. There's no, well, I don't want to say there's no better sign of respect for yourself, but this is one of the highest forms of respect for yourself. You telling yourself that you're going to do something and you actually do it. Versus you telling yourself that you're going to do 20, 30, 40 things within the day and get none of them done. Because you get so overwhelmed that you take naps. I've been there. It's not helpful. So once again, focus on doing less. So do a recap to memorize. Slow down. Do one thing at a time. Do less but better. And let's see, what else am I forgetting? Stop doing everything at once and focus on those. And remember, you are not perfect, and it's okay. Being imperfect is the greatest gift that the universe has provided for us. So take advantage of that and know that making mistakes are okay. You're not going to get this right. That's fine. But I do implore you to just do something. Got it? Cool. Well, this is Duran signing off. Peace, love, and energy. If you are ever in need of some guidance and support, you're struggling with your goals, your dreams, setting your intentions, please feel free to check out my bio. I have a link, and I am offering free coaching calls for those of you out there. Please feel free to book a call with me, and I can guarantee you that just one session will completely change your outlook on what you're doing right now. Because my focus is to help you change your belief systems, because I know if I can help you do that, your life will completely change, which will mean transformation is in the near future for you. And that near future could be as soon as the next moment, the next stop that you have. Duran here. Peace out. Signing off.